and welcome back. I know it's been 3 weeks since I last uploaded on this channel and I'm really sorry about that. I just got really caught up with celebrating my birthday and I don't really do going out, but it was nice to just like celebrate with lots of people on different nights, and it was just really nice because I knew that if I didn't do anything for my 21st I would regret it, so definitely have moments to look back on. There is a few things that have happened since the last video. I became a Tropic ambassador, which means that I run my own business. So it's basically just like skincare, hair care. They also sell makeup, they do men's skincare, there's like body care, like just like all like things like that. So it's really exciting because it's also cruelty free and vegan, and they are a green company, so they've reduced their carbon footprint, which is so good, because you know it's so good to find like products that are natural and don't like have any harsh chemicals or animal products or tests on animals, and also are saving the planet. Like, what more could you ask for when it comes to like body care and things like that? So it's really exciting. The short film that I was in has been released since then. I will pop the link in the description so that you guys can watch it if you haven't seen it already. It was so great and the response from it has been amazing. People always are shocked when they see how angry I get in the scene, so it's exciting because yeah, like I don't seem like the type of person who would get really angry, so it's quite funny when people are like, whoa, like you were so scary, and I'm like, alright, cool. But no, and I also was doing like a little guest starring role, I guess you could say that that's what it was, in like another student film in Glasgow a couple of weeks ago, which was really fun, although we were outside and it was freezing, and then it started raining, but it was so much fun. Like, I just love like being an actor, it's so much fun. And I also sent off a self-tape to a couple of things, so just hoping to hear back from those things soon. And I also finally applied for college again. I need to apply to more so that I have more options, but that's all we're up to date with when it comes to what's been happening for me in the past 3 weeks. So yeah, let's get right into the video. I'm so sorry this intro was so long. So today I wanted to talk about recovery for people who have eating disorders. I wanted to talk about it because there's a lot of people just don't talk about it enough or really know how to talk about it. So yeah, I just wanted to, open that jar of worms, I guess. So I'll just like go from my perspective and things that I feel that have happened after recovery, if that makes sense. So hopefully this goes well. So anyway, recovery for me was one of the hardest things like I ever done for my eating disorder. Like, one of like the most difficult things ever, because when you have an eating disorder, it's really in control. Like, as I think I said in the first video that I ever did, was that I was a really horrible person when I was really unwell. Like, my whole illness like possessed me in a sense. Like, anytime someone would ask me to eat or like try to encourage me to eat, I would scream at them, I would shout, I would shove people. Like, that's like not okay, and I totally get that, like it's not okay. But it's hard to like control that when it like is at that point where it like fully takes over. When I was like really bad, like I don't even know how to explain it. Like, I have told a few people this, but nobody really like gets it. Is that like I used to not like see like hallucinations or anything like that. Like, I didn't have like psychosis or schizophrenia or anything, but I would just see like these evil like figures, and I did speak to professionals about it, and they never said it was anything along the lines of that. So like, it's not that, but like I always used to see this girl with like really long dark hair, and she used to have like red lipstick, and she would just say like, go, like it's coming for you, like you need to go. And it was one of those moments where it's like you just don't know like what's real and what's not real. So that was never fun, but it happened all the time. If I got to like a really low point, I just always get warned by like these people or things. It's not the best. But anyway, so recovery for people with eating disorders is difficult, and it is hard because, as I said, that they take over, and it's very relentless, let's just say, because they don't want to leave. They want to be in control of you, and as much as you wanted to be in control of things, when you get to that point of being consumed by it, this illness like rules you. And even if you sort of want to get better, it's kind of that fight between your illness trying to win over you wanting to get better. I think when people say like, oh, like someone's fully recovered, I don't personally feel like, for me, that it's like you can be like fully recovered, but that doesn't mean to say that being fully recovered doesn't come with its own problems. And that's also what I wanted to talk about, because I feel like being not in that really sick place has its own problems too. For me personally, I'm not talking about anybody else's issues, because obviously I can only talk for myself rather than a whole community of people. But yeah, so trying to like get back into eating is really difficult. It took me a really long time. Like I would always get to a certain point of like getting into routine, and I was very strict with a routine. Like if I was getting better, I had to eat at certain times, and if I didn't eat at certain times, I would freak out and then I just wouldn't eat it, and it was just very difficult. So like you have to like be persistent, but I would always get to a point where I'd get to an extent of being better, and then my illness would come back, and then it would just be like a continuous circle of me getting to some point, relapsing, getting to a certain point, then relapsing, until a couple of years ago. I don't think it's really been the longest. It feels a lot longer, but it hasn't really been that long. Like a couple of years ago, where I fully got weight restored. So that was good, because but I think when it comes to the people who help you get better, they focus way too much on getting you to a healthy weight rather than your mental stability and the way that you cope with things. And I think that's the part that I struggled with the most, because like I got to a healthy weight before my brain was better, and then that's why I think that I had a continuous cycle of, oh crap, like okay, wait a minute, like what's happening? And then it would just be like, I would then have moments of like relapsing or having moments of it coming back. So I do think it is important to manage them both at the same time, because it is something that's really difficult to overcome, and it has taken me like the longest time. I am fortunate enough that I got help as early as I did, but I don't know, I just got really ill really fast, like, and it's not healthy, and I'm not trying to like boast about that, I'm just like trying to explain. So I'm fortunate enough that when I got seen, that I was unfortunately as unwell as I was, which is one thing that annoys me about healthcare, is that they will not help you until you're sick enough, which is something that is a lot of rubbish. Like, if someone has an issue with themselves and has an issue with their relationship with food, surely you would want to nip it in the bud before it gets to the point where they're gonna die. And because the later you leave it, the longer it takes for someone to get better. And I definitely do believe that early intervention is important, and it does make a lot of difference. So I keep getting sidetracked by all these different points, so I'm sorry. But I did want this video to be like authentic, so I'm kind of just jumping from points to points rather than being like da. So I do apologise. Still trying to get back into the flow of videos again, so it might be a bit like ill. But yes, yes, I definitely, so many yeses, oh my gosh. So I definitely think that early intervention is possible, and it's not, well, it is possible, but this should be more of a thing, is what I'm trying to say. Because I've seen so many people that I've either been in hospital with, or people who I've followed their journey through Instagram. I have seen that, you know, like with them not having early intervention, that they're still like in and out of hospital, and it just makes me really sad, because I just want those people to be happy and to be healthy, and it's not nice to see. But yeah, so I don't really want to go into like the hard, gritty bits, because I'd never ever ever want to trigger anyone who watches this, because that's just not okay. I've been triggered multiple times, and it's not a nice feeling, so I would never ever intentionally go out my way to trigger someone else. But yeah, so the problems that I feel have come with being recovered, in a sense, is that people always say like, oh, like you're fully recovered, like you're looking well, like you're healthy, like you're fine. And it's like, well, yeah, but no, because it will come back in ways. Like, I will explain multiple times where it's come back for me, and just kind of like explain how being weight restored doesn't mean everything's okay. So I'm sure, I have a feeling, but I'm not sure, that I might have explained this in one of my previous videos, that when there was a show coming up at college, it kind of triggered me into like going through those negative cycles again, to like look good for being on stage, which is never really something that I was like intentionally trying to do. It just kind of like happened. I think there's because there was a lot of pressure. And the other time was when my gran was in hospital, and she was really unwell, and then when she passed away, also when my papa passed away. Those were times where I relapsed into behaviours, and the thoughts came back more intensely than before. And there's a pattern. When there's stressful situations and things feel like they're going out of control, that is when it comes back for me. It's like when everything's like going out of control, and I don't know how to fix the things that are happening, or fix the way that I'm feeling, that just like comes back. There was also another time where I got told to go to the gym by the doctor for my anxiety, and although that's a great idea for people who have anxiety, but like, you know, for someone who has or has had a history of eating disorders, you know, it's not really the best situation. So yeah, like it was fine for the first month until I was doing one of the machines, I can't even remember what it was, and I full on just had like this, not like it was, I don't really know how to explain it, like a vision or something of what I would, this is so bizarre, like I don't want this to come across as really weird, but I'm just going to say anyway, of this girl who I would say like I had represented as Anna, in short for like anorexia, as, so yes, I saw like this girl that represents Anna, and it was the most scariest thing, where this vision of this girl was just there and was like, you need to do this because you're this and that, and I honestly was starting to cry. I was like crying in the middle of the gym, which was not okay. So then I kind of just stopped going, because I started to panic that it was going to spiral, and you know, it was maybe a good thing, because maybe I was unintentionally unconscious of the fact that I was maybe overdoing things and maybe going in the wrong direction. So maybe that was like a warning sign to say like, you should maybe just stop. So yes, I don't go to the gym anymore, but I will like keep fit, like just going walks and like maybe doing like a couple of exercises at home. But I mean, I really can't be bothered with doing like exercises. I mean, that sounds really bad because you're supposed to stay like healthy and stuff, but I feel walking can do the same. I don't know, like please don't take that for health advice, pardon me, because I'm just like a regular person. I don't know any of these things. So yes, please don't like take any of this as like facts, because I'm just going for what works for me. Plus, the other problems I feel with being recovered is that, you know, like when I was really underweight, I had lots of bad joints. My knees and my hips were always really sore. I still get sore hips and sore knees to this day. Although I was supposed to get a screening for osteoporosis, but I never got one, so you know. And when I brought it up again to the doctor, they were like, no, well, you're on the pill, they make your bones strong. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't help the problem, but thanks. But anyway, so yeah, like that is still a problem where, I don't know, like for some reason if it's cold or if I overdo it or I'm too tired, my joints start to hurt. So, you know, that's not a good thing. That's like progressed into being recovered. Having a bad memory, but that is also due to having anxiety and depression, making my memory like really bad. Not really having a great attention span, but I don't know if that's also just due to anxiety and depression too, so you know, that's not so fun. Being extremely tired and exhausted a lot of the time. No matter, even if I'm like really healthy and like really fit and like exercise lots, no matter what I do, tired, exhausted, yeah. Don't worry though, when I mention these things, I have been to see a doctor and they have done nothing for it, so you know. I'm not just going to sit and complain in a video and be like, no guys, I've not been to the doctor, but I have, trust me. Those are also things I feel like are issues too that I can't help. And it's not so fun because, you know, like when I envisioned of being healthy and recovered, I imagined it to be like having loads of energy, not feeling tired and weak, and all the opposite of what I would feel, like not getting dizzy, not getting like chest pains. I still get all of those things and I'm like, yay. So it's like, I don't know, like it's a bittersweet thing, you know, like when you're recovered and you're like, oh thank God, like I don't have that to deal with every single day. Like it will come back every so often, but like you know how to deal with it now. Sometimes yes, it might be a bit more difficult to control than others, and you know you might slip up for like a week or two or maybe like a couple of months, but you know, if you try and quickly resolve the relapse, you know, it's like easier to come back from. I don't know, I just see, like I like do this happens to me all the time. I talk and I just blank and I'm like, oh gosh. But yeah, so it's a bit of a bittersweet because, you know, you want to be healthy and happy without all these physical ailments reminding you of where you were before. Because I still get like intensely dizzy, and yes, I've been to the doctor for this too, but like extremely dizzy. Like I don't know if I've just like fudged up my whole like heart circulation or whatever, I don't know, that made no sense, but that area of things, because I just feel like my heart rate's been very like low like since then, but I don't know, maybe that's just me overthinking it because I'm an overthinker as it is. But yeah, so that's how I feel about that. But apart from that, things on that front for me are going well. Fingers crossed there's nothing will happen that will cause it to come back. But no, and it is important to, you know, be supportive of someone who has an eating disorder, and you know, it's harder to know how to go about it because, you know, you can't just say, just eat that, you're not going to get fat, because even if you say that, like it's not going to register in that person's head, like they're still going to be like, you're a liar, like don't tell me what to do, like fuck off. Yeah, so yeah. So let's just hope I don't get demonetized or whatever for swearing. So I try not to swear. So anyway, so this is turning into a ramble. All my like videos always end up turning into a ramble, and I'm really sorry. But yeah, so it's just try your best to be supportive and be there for people. I'm sure if you were to research on the right things to say to someone, I'm sure you can find lots of things. But you know, just be there for someone who has an eating disorder, and just like remind them that, you know, it's not going to be dark forever, and like it's going to be okay. Just don't go about it in the sense of like, oh, like you should so like eat this burger because your parents care about you and they're so worried about you. Like, don't ever do that, because you know, you're kind of guilting the person into thinking about their family, and you know, they know that their parents care, like we know that. We're just like having an internal struggle, like just to try and avoid bringing like guilt or family into it, and just be there. I think that's always an important one. And because I can imagine, because with also being friends with other people who've had eating disorders, it can be difficult to, you know, it can be difficult when you witness someone you care about going through something hard. And, you know, especially if they get to the stage that I was in and they, like, you know, aren't very nice and become, like, a bit outwardly aggressive and stuff like that, it can be harder to stick around. But as long as you show that person that you care, then, you know, like, that's all that matters. So hopefully this video was good, and it wasn't too much of a ramble. I really hope that my point got out there, but I'm gonna get back into recording videos. I have quite a few things planned, which I'm excited about, and I think I kind of just needed a break as well from it, because obviously I had been like uploading every single week, and I don't know, like I started to get into a rut about overthinking the whole thing, and about, you know, all the other technical things, and it was just getting to the point where I just like had all these ideas, but I just didn't know how to go about it. And I just wanted to be honest with you guys with that, because it just got to the point where I was like, it wasn't like I was becoming uninspired, because I still had all these ideas, but I just got into this really bad rut where I just didn't get excited to record videos. And okay, well, I thought it stopped. I was like, wait, what? I thought my phone ran out of memory, sorry. But yeah, like I just got into this rut where it just didn't excite me as much. But I woke up today and I was like, gonna record a video, guys, like yes. So, you know, it's good to have that feeling again. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the videos that are coming up. So thank you so much, guys. Bye.